Hopefully this works, because I know I had to change my stream key and stuff like that. It says it's live? Hello. Gosh, you waste no time. I guess that means it's working then. Hello. Yeah. Today... Oh, Frackin' Universe patched again. Oh boy, I can craft carbon. Anyway, Bushmaster and Blast Buddy? Okay, whatever. Anyway, today we are playing another new character who looks like a drone from Jet Force Gemini, so I named her Gemtosh. And I want to show people what the game starts out like, so they can see what I complain about on Twitter all the time because it's too dark. Or maybe I'll just learn how to use torches or something. Hello! Thank you for the bits. And the hello. We're a bug. Also, I'm on this character, I decided to actually use the build your own ship option, which means that my ship is destructible because I am expected to build onto it. This also means that I can drill out the background and remove my oxygen and gravity and die. But it's fine, it only applies to the space where the background's not there. Anyway, I also have a cat. Look at this cat. This time we are it's a race added by the Frackin' Universe mod, or perhaps Frackin' Races, that is called the Thelusian. In other words, it's like a ant bug person. So this is the beginning of the game. We are lucky enough to have beamed down during the day, I guess. So the first thing that we do is you gather all the stuff and get yelled at about what all the stuff means for ages, I guess. Also, this is not default base game music for once. Once it gets dark, then you'll see why I complain on Twitter all the time. Anyway, the Thelusian, this race, is supposedly a bunch of idiots, like, at least when they are alone, but they have increased intelligence when they are in a group, which I guess I can relate to. But also, I don't think they seem that particularly stupid by their examining things text, because it's just like the default stuff. So I don't know what the deal with that is. They're good at various combat things, but people don't like them, so they have more expensive prices on space stations, I guess? Which is a weird advantage-disadvantage kind of thing. But whatever, I don't really use space stations, so it's probably fine. This seems to be a decent starting planet. There's like a bunch of all of the stuff that I need right here. Because you need cobblestone, you need mud. You need a little bit of mud for some reason at the start, yes. You have to use it to make a furnace. You need ore. I don't have coal yet, but I assume that's probably somewhere. Yeah, I don't really like it when games try to make your character stupid for you. Like in Neverwinter Nights, in the original campaign that I've been streaming, I believe that if you have an intelligence that is like lower than 8, or lower than some arbitrary number, your character speaks in like generic, stereotypical bad English and is not very smart, and I'm grave robbing, and that's not related to what I'm talking about, but it's happening. And it's kind of probably offensive by today's standards, I would say. At least I'm bothered by it. I've never even liked games where intelligence is the name of the stat that ties to how effective your magic power is. Anyway, this fellow is the opening quest courtesy of Kraken Universe. In the original game, they would not exist. They're here to tutorialize you a little bit about the expanded mod and show off that the mod is basically official quality with an opening dungeon that is better than the official one. Yeah, Fallout does the same thing. I don't know if it still does it in like the most recent ones, but they have their own host of problems anyway. There's fossils there. Like, I don't know if Fallout 3 or Fallout 4 do that. Fallout 4 in particular probably does not, because they would have had to do extra voice acting for it. But yeah, I don't like intelligence being a measurable stat. And that's why whenever I start work on an RPG that I will inevitably stop working on at some later point, because I can't commit to anything, I always change the name of the intelligence stat to just magic or magic power or some such. Lead is a new thing in Kraken Universe, and on one of my characters it took a really long time to find lead. I had to look it up, and it turns out that lead is just everywhere, and I was not lucky. Okay, yeah, in Fallout 4, intelligence is just like affects skill points and stuff. Alright. But yeah, in earlier Fallout games, I don't know about 3, but definitely 2 and I think 1. Because I never played those two. Anyway, Fallout 4 is a bad game. Just throw that out there. Just casual-like. At least I think it is. I don't like it. I think the story is garbage. And I don't like my character being forced into a role that I don't identify with. I could stream Fallout 4. I won't. This fellow is just here to tell us to make a machining table. I mean, the gameplay and stuff of Fallout 4 is pretty alright. I don't like the character being forced to be somebody, and I don't like the story, because it's another instance of Bethesda trying to make you wonder, who's the real villain? When one side is very clearly extremely much worse than the other, even though they're supposed to be ambiguous. See also the Skyrim Civil War questline. Yeah. I didn't get enough stone. Gotcha. Can't. Apparently, yeah, in 4 you are forced to be a family person, which is not who I am. And you are also forced to marry the opposite gender for whatever reason. And you're supposed to care about the kid, even though the kid turns out to be the worst. He's, I pretty much think of you as family as well, to be honest. My best friends are my family. My family The ones I get along with are my friends. It's fairly simple. I need to make a furnace. I will fuel it with my hot takes on Bethesda games. This cat, I don't know when they added it. I swear the cat did not used to make tiny kitty snores when it sleeps. But it does now. Hello. Or hello. That's right, I shouldn't abandon my gimmick of hello. Oh right, I need to... Alright, I need paper. And paper is made out of furnace. I think that makes sense, maybe. So, with the, Oh yeah, in Fallout 4 you can definitely... There are definitely some same-gender flirting or romance options of some kind. But yeah, it means you can't be exclusively gay or asexual. Unless you assume that your character married for other reasons than, like, liking the person, I guess. But then your character still acts like they like the person they married and the kid. So that's not really too plausible. Wait, no. Did I already make that? No, I didn't. What am I talking? I'm losing track of what I'm doing because I'm complaining about Fallout 4. Alright. Now you have to make wire. See, this is the thing when you, this is the thing with Frackin' Universe. As soon as you have like a new station or you upgrade, it's like, you learn to craft 30 things. Wowee! It's kind of over the top a little, maybe. Okay, so I can make that, and I can make that. And now, we have a personal tricorder. Thanks to that guy. His name is like Veneslaj or something. I don't know how to say that. The tricorder can be used to take a look at your stats. You can see that bug people are immune to insanity. According to the game, they are too stupid to care about hallucinations, but I think that's dumb. I say, I just can't go insane. So this is a new, then you can also find a whole bunch of quests when you do that. And this one only applies when you have, well, when you have build your own ship on. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is take every single quest in the list that I possibly can, and that way, in the future, when I inadvertently complete some of these objectives that are supposed to tell you how to play this game that is now more complicated, well, I'll get a heart attack when it suddenly makes the quest complete jingle out of nowhere. It will be entertaining for everybody. I'm not sure if there's a limit to how many quests you can accept, but you can make your quest window quite crowded. It's a little annoying that this particular race that I am playing as is called stupid by the game. But I'll just prove them wrong, why not? This quest in particular probably can't be beaten until like a million years into the game. So speaking of Bethesda, I guess E3 is really soon, yeah? And I think there were rumors that Bethesda would have some sort of new IP open world game. Ah, here we go. Here's the freaking darkness. Don't adjust your screen. You're supposed to not be able to see anything. Because darkness is very important to certain parts of Frackin' Universe, according to the page for it. Which means that I am going to play along with how the game expects you to process the early part and just dump torches everywhere. Because Frackin' Universe also gives you a flashlight like the regular game does, but it makes it a crappier flashlight than usual. They made a worse flashlight specifically to make the opening of the game more of a pain in the butt. And that's no good. Okay, so we're supposed to be going this way. I think I can zoom out also. I wonder if y'all think that the zoom, do you like it better when it's zoomed out like this or zoomed in a little bit more like I had it a second ago? Because I think either is fine. Also, Frackin' Universe makes their starting pistol worse. That's a great fire rate. Wowie zowie. Zoomed out looks better, you think? Alright. I think I can see a little bit better with it zoomed out, maybe. Right. Should make some of these. I can't make too many, because I don't have much plant fiber. I need to get more of that for sure. Plant fiber is very important. So for a while, I was trying to find a character that like, oop, that's a bit too high up. That like glows in the dark or something. And there are a couple races that do that. The base race, that's the Nova Kid who we were playing as last time, glows in the dark a little bit. Then there are two custom races supported by the mods that glow in the dark. Nightars, which are like extra edgy humans, and Familiars, which are extremely colorful furry things. They're like this sort of, I don't know. DeviantArt comes to mind when I think of them, but not necessarily in a bad way, because like DeviantArt, people are allowed to make super colorful things that are a mix of like a bunch of stuff. Why not? I mean, that's just a thing that happens on DeviantArt a lot and is associated with it, I think. Anyway, but the races that glow in the dark, like, okay, in the base game, everybody glowed a tiny, tiny bit. They had like a tiny default light radius. The Frackin' Universe mod that I'm using that expanded everything a whole lot got rid of that feature because, as it says, darkness is a very important part of some parts of Frackin' Universe. So, okay, if I go into this darkness, you cannot see me at all. If I was a glowing character, you could see my character and you could see a tiny area around them. And that's it. Think of it like early generations of Pokemon. Characters that don't glow in the dark are like going into a cave without flash, and characters who do glow in the dark are like going into a cave with flash when flash sucked, and you only had like a tiny, tiny circle. So you could sort of see where you're standing, and you could sort of see a tiny bit around you if you had that. But no. For now, I just have to place torches everywhere. Okay. Free blue rarity lance for some reason. That'll be helpful. If a weapon is blue, that means that it inflicts a status effect of the element that it is. And if a weapon is green, that means it does that element of damage but does not do the status effect. Blue also does the element. Blue is a higher rarity. Then it goes to purple, and I think there might be something past that. What am I looking at the options menu for? I don't actually know. I don't know why I stabbed those bunnies either. Oh well. So what is my character good at? This scrolls too fast. They can do scythes, bows, crossbows, strikers, short spear, or longsword and shield. I don't know if a lance counts as a short spear. I think it's separate, even though it's the same basic sort of idea. I don't know. Okay, yeah, it's because my character looks like a ninja drone, and their job is to assassinate tribals immediately. That makes sense. Sometimes I just can't help myself. I'm lucky to have found a decent weapon, at least. Storage matter is another thing that's new to Fracking Universe. And it's largely irrelevant, because you can use it to make different containers, and make the containers different sizes, like terms of how much they can store. But really all you need to do is make one thing that can store 300 things, and you have enough storage. And you can just make things that have 300 things of storage immediately. The only downside to those is that they're either giant bookshelves or giant shipping crates. If you wanted a small thing that could hold 300, you would have to use the storage matter more, but you could do it. Maybe I'll bother with that, because like the shipping crates take up an awful lot of room. But now that I have a build your own ship, I should be able to just expand my ship into my house, basically. I hope. I don't know how large the ship is allowed to be. Ooh. Oh, there's water there. eh, eh, eh. Okay. Eh. Yeah, that's what happens when you can't see anything. Bad things. Oh. Also, character is a little bit slippery. Yeah. Yeah, I could have died there. It wouldn't have mattered. Why didn't you put the plat... It wouldn't have mattered too much if I had died, because I usually play on casual mode, which means that I only lose 10% of my money on death and nothing else. You can also play on survival, where you have a hunger meter, and also if you die you drop everything you're carrying. Which is really annoying, and I don't like that. I'm glad you don't have to do that. There are mods which add the hunger meter to casual mode if you really want it. Hello! Hello! Let's see. You can also play on hardcore, where if you die, you're dead. But I don't really see the appeal of that in a game that lasts this long. Because you could potentially play as the same character for, like, especially with the Fracking Universe stuff. You could definitely play for, like, hundreds of hours. So I'm going to go ahead and randomly stop to gather resources a lot of the time, probably. Just so you know. Yeah, we are yet another character because I wanted to talk about the start of how the game starts, I guess. And show people why I complain about not being able to see anything. So, this cavern does not exist in the vanilla game, the base game. And it is entirely new for the Giant Fracking Universe mod, which is a good way to show how professional, high quality the mod is. You cannot harvest anything in dungeons, by the way. Yeah, it's the Dark Cavern. I guess that's an appropriate thing to complain about darkness in, huh? Although it is rather well lit for a dark cavern. I don't think you can find Dunsparce in it. Monster Bones! Monster Bones are new to a specific mod that I downloaded. And the only reason I downloaded that mod is because it had races that are immune to a lot of environmental hazards. But I couldn't stand playing as them because I don't like how they look. So I didn't get very far. Oddly enough, even though I don't particularly like bugs, I can stand how this character looks so far. Because she just looks like a Jet Force Gemini drone, which is pretty funny. Yeah, it also has a pretty jaunty tune for being a dark cavern, allegedly. Also, there's Chozo stuff going on down there. Don't pay that any mind yet. I'd like to state once again that this is not part of the base game. It is a mod. So those things are noisy. Potatoes. I'm pretty sure my character is carnivorous, so I should not ingest potatoes. Potatoes are not meat. This may come as a surprise. Corn is useful because I can make cattle feed out of it, and I might need that eventually. This bug lady, my hope is that since I have build your own ship on this character, is that I can eventually make my ship into a space pyramid that includes a disco. I can have a dance top and show off my ant boobs that I've got, which are you know, it's just sexual dimorphism within the species, curvature of the exoskeleton and all that. It's not that I have boobs even though I'm an ant. Boob mods, I tried those for a while, to be honest. But this, the mod that I use typically, they make the universe a cuter place mod, as it calls itself, is not compatible with them because they both change how the base sprites. Also, the boob mods aren't very great. They're not very well done, honestly. And there's no way to have a character who's not thin, as far as I know. Unless I sprout it my dang self. But I don't really know how modding works in this game. It sounds complicated. You have to use a lot of hex codes for different colors and things like that. I don't know how that works. I don't think this top goes well with my... Well, hang on. I'm actually wearing pants. Fancy that. So this looks slightly different. Whatever. We'll be a dance bug. There is a disco in our future, hopefully, after all. I will recreate the Big Bug Fun Club in my ship. Why not? Oh, there's some meat. Now, can my character ingest raw meat, like the Lamia could? Yep, they can. Shove that straight into my mandibles, I guess. I don't know how bugs work either. So that makes that would make food easy to handle if I was on a mode that required me to eat. But as is, I can still use it in order to, well, regenerate health a little. Nothing in there. I think these pop-top enemies are supposed to be like the mascot of Starbound, more or less. Well, one of them, because the other one is penguins. But they get a little annoying with all of their singing noises. The other reason I started a new character, by the way, is because the Nova Kid specializes mostly in firearms. And they seem to be worse than I remembered them being. Did I actually get any? Yes, I did. So I'm going to need these. I meant to put them in the left click slot. And also bombs. So the Nova Kid specializes in guns, and guns take your energy to fire. And all the guns I found used all my energy like immediately, because they also gave Nova Kids a debuff where they have less energy at night or in the dark, and it's always night or the dark, because this game doesn't like letting you see things. So I ran out of fun, basically. This guy's excited. An interesting thing about this early game dungeon. Okay, well, two things. One, that ancient essence I found is in the base game post-game only currency. I mean, the amount that I have is not good for anything, just 8. But it's interesting that you can get it immediately. You can do this dungeon repeatedly and farm it, I think. It's used for very specific stuff, a lot of which you can't even get to until the post-game anyway. Secondly, this Chozo statue looking thing gave me a tech. This dodge thing. Normally, in the base game, you would not get such a thing until later on. After you got to the outpost, you would be able to exchange bars of minerals, like, well, silver bars, copper bars, and gold bars. You'd be able to exchange them for some techs. So this game gives you those earlier, slightly. That fluffy looking fella is not an AI, he's a giant slug alien. And he is part of Kraken Universe, yes. We don't have the morph ball yet. There's also an eyeball fish. Go away, eyeball fish. I don't want you. So that the big slug guy is there to guide you through the opening introductionary parts of Kraken Universe. And that's about it. You can find him on, like, every Lush planet, I believe. Lush planets previously, like, the main thing with Lush planets before is that they had, God, I hate the dark. Oh, you need the morph ball here too. The Lush planets before had always had this big old mine you're supposed to explore with lots of crates and stuff in it, and you can find core fragments and minerals and stuff laying in it. Those are still there on every Lush planet. But now there's also this dungeon on every Lush planet and a little house for that big slug fella on every planet. Also, this dungeon tutorializes you about doors that you have to blow open with explosives, and I don't know if those ever come back ever again? Because I don't recall that being a thing in the base game, for sure. Morph ball! Morph ball, and we can't see anything. I don't understand how not being able to see things in a video game is fun, still. But yeah, every Lush planet should have a mine, this dungeon, and the slug guys in it. I'm supposed to have the higher jump by now, I think. I think I skipped part of this by accident. Like, yeah, I didn't get that one. Whoops. What is this? A machine pistol. That's a high rate of fire. Probably sucks. Yeah, progression is fairly different both in the base game compared to like a long time ago and also in this new mod. Well, I don't know how new the mod is, but it's exceptionally different. That is a high rate of fire. I already said that, but it's still true. I'll give it a shot. It's also worth noting that I guess the texts you get in the starting dungeon here are not the ones you first get in the base game. By which I mean, let's see, rapier, bow. How come I never found any dang bows on the bow character ever? What is this? What the heck? I mean, I can use it to hunt, I guess. It doesn't have a listed amount of... Also, energy per shot 0 is inaccurate, because that's not how it works. I mean, I guess it is, because they take energy to draw back. Oh, it has a special move of some kind. Where it shoots up and drips more arrows? Okay. I never found a bow on the bow character. I had to craft all of them. Though I believe finding random weapons like I have been doing is also part of a... You also can't place torches in dungeons, by the way. Finding random weapons like I have been doing is also part of mods. Oh, dang it. Because that... Well, there goes my last rope. I mean, I guess I could make more. Probably? I should try the special shot in a place with more room. It's probably like something. Yeah, I have about 34 mods for this game, I think. There we go. Oh, I could have gone from up there too. I did it the hard way. What's this? Oh, a backpack. Yay! I have a backpack. Its only purpose is aesthetic. But that's okay. It doesn't match what I've got going at all, so I'll just not use it. I think 34-ish mods for this game is actually fairly tame, probably. Let's try it here. Oh, there's a ceiling there. All right. I guess its thing is it just dripping acid? I mean, arrows don't work well underwater. Okay, if it goes up high enough, it splits into several. I mean, that's what I was expecting, eventually. Oh, I got distracted talking about how these texts aren't the same ones in the base game. This one is, the morph ball is the same, but this is like a shorter, faster cooldown dodge than the real one that you get normally. And instead of a higher jump, you get a double jump most of the time. Eventually I'll be able to see, hopefully. Now, bows are not typically very good, because it takes a long time to be able to fire, and then, like, firing doesn't do very much damage. Apparently I found monster hide. I didn't finish talking about that particular mod either. That's the mod where if you have enough monster hide and monster bone as a certain race, you can craft a crafting table for crafting more crafting tables. And if you show that crafting table to Chompy, she dies immediately. So don't do that. This is the part where there's a boss somewhere. Now, one of the quests in the tricorder, you might recall, for the battle section, is this boss. And if you don't actually accept all of the quests in the tricorder, that means that you'd have to go do this dungeon again later. Dang it, go to the left mouse. There. This is probably better than that bow because it's not a bow. But it is a machine pistol that does 0.4 damage a shot, so, you know, not much better. Much worse, actually. It allows me to use the flashlight at the same time as having a ranged attack, though. Also, as soon as we get to the outposts, we will be able to buy a better flashlight. I'm a little surprised that the mod did not take a flashlight out of the basic store just to torment me further, but it did not. So I suppose I should be thankful for that. I think there is an enemy over here. Yes, there is. Oh right, you can pan the camera. I often forget about that. I mean, I guess it stops them from moving too much. Have some bombs, why don't you? That solved it. Problems have been solved. Rather gruesomely, that enemy drops a giant paw and also blood. Which explains why I keep having blood in my inventory. Well, this is a axe. Does it have a special attack? No. Causes bleeding though. My character is not good at axes. Of course, they're not good at any of the weapons that I have already, but I could use them anyway. Wait. Well, yeah, the continued gunfire is continued solving of other problems. Just because you solve a few problems doesn't mean that you solve every problem. And that is a life lesson. Another lance. It's a fire one instead. Lances are pretty good. I don't know if they count as short spears for the bonus of this character. But they are there. So, okay, I'll have one thing that is my lance and a flashlight, and one thing that is two lances. You can also hold lances out in different directions if you want, and like ram things with them. Hello! Hello! Welcome to the opening of Starbound, at least in Kraken Universe version. And here's where it rejoins how the base game opens. I don't know how to get that, also. Another lance. And another machine pistol. Bug Fables? I have not heard of it. What's with all these lances? It's starting to bother me. Okay, this one, wait, no. This one, since it is a blue ice element spear, is probably better than the shock one, even though it does less damage because the ice status effect makes things slow down. So maybe I should put that one in this slot as well instead, even though it does less damage. Right. This is where we rejoin the base game's intro for a bit. Or the base game's main quest, in fact. A Paper Mario-styled game with an all-insect cast. That sounds pretty interesting. Huh. I mean, I'm not usually big on bugs, but that is pretty interesting. This, staticked out face icon there is funny to me, because it's one of the few things that the Cutebound patch did not change. Let's buy a real flashlight. You learn to craft flashlight too, because that's how this game works. I don't know if this has a purpose, but it's there. And it's labeled quest, so I'm hesitant to get rid of it. I sell all of the things that I don't want, except for the things that I can upgrade later. Those are important. I guess I don't want that either. Huh. I might have to look into that, though it is extremely hard for me to actually go look into things. Because I have to, like, convince myself to do something, and then I have to actually do it. And, by the time... Wait, did I just sell my... I sold back my good flashlight instead of the crappy one. Oops. By the time I convince myself to actually do something, it's hours too late to do anything, usually. So that's fun. And that's why I didn't stream this weekend. I don't have enough copper yet. That's fine. I have some plans. Save this bookmark. Oh, Chompy likes it? Huh. Do you guys like unskippable cutscenes? Because we're about to get to one. I think I'm gonna put back on my uniform for right now. Oh, I haven't crafted any armor or anything yet either. This should, yeah, it's already bookmarked. Hold on, actually. Do I have 52, I don't think that's enough. This person's here because the universe is semi-consistent between characters, and I got her to show up here by getting far enough in the main quest as one of them. Here's an unskippable cutscene. This is a little bit funny to me because this is Esther Bright, and she's supposed to be an old lady, but the Make the Universe a Cuter Place patch, as it is called, makes her look like she's just an anime with gray hair. Which, I mean, let Esther be old. As cute as the patch, or that mod is. Still. That staticked out picture when she was contacting us before used her old sprite underneath the static. I guess because it's too hard to make static cute or something. So this is the game explaining the backstory of stuff. At this point, I usually... Oh, thank you for following. At this point, I usually go take a bathroom break or something, to be honest. It's funny that I have seen this enough to have a typical response to it. The long and short of it is things were cool, and then giant death worm space monster killed everything. Except that's what happens in the intro mission, so you should already know that. How to get better guns. Find them? You can also craft them, I guess? It's just sort of random, really. There was also some sort of godlike good guy being called the Cultivator or something, who gave 6 races artifacts, and not the Nova Kids, though, for some reason. I think they didn't exist yet. But yeah, those are like the 6 base races of the game. They got shiny things, and that means you have to go find things to look at that are related to them to give clues to Esther so that she can tell you what story mission to do. Eventually. Thank you. I'm glad people are enjoying the stream. It's always a nice feeling. So yeah, the giant tentacle monster that destroys planets is creatively called the Ruin. It ruins things, typically. But before I can do all of the scanning stuff, I have to do another intro mission. So we've been playing for we're getting close to an hour. So this is a large open world game about exploring the universe and everything, right? And it takes over an hour before you're allowed to move your ship to a different planet from the one that you've landed on. Because our ship is broken. And we have to finish this quest in order to fix it. Which is another mini dungeon with another boss at the end. Of course, there's also some other random stuff that we can do before then. Like a tutorial on how to use mechs. This tutorial on how to use mechs is also different in Kraken Universe for some reason. And it gives you like a super powerful, dorky looking mech to play around with. To show you that once you get your real mech, that it sucks a lot at the start. It's true that like keeping you trapped and confined to like a tutorial sort of place for a little while can help it feel better when you escape. It's just that the way Starbound is set up sort of encourages you to make new characters. Like, at least it encourages me to do so, especially with all the stuff that makes the different races that you can play as function differently. And the fact that I haven't mentioned, actually, that the create your own ship thing, if you are playing as a race that is compatible with, when you first boot up your ship after the intro mission, which you can skip the very intro mission, it's an option in the character creation, but that's the only part you can skip, for some reason. But, if you are a compatible race, once you boot up your ship for the first time, that means that, I'm losing my train of thought a lot. Once you boot up your ship for the first time, you choose either your base ship or the custom ship option. And the reason this is relevant to what I'm talking about with the skippable tutorial stuff is that once you choose one of those, you can't change it for that character. And the only solution is to make a new character. That's a quest that we won't be able to tackle for a while because it's hard. I might as well pick this one up. I mean, I might as well pick it up anyway. So yeah, there are some things that you can't change once you've made that decision, which is another thing that encourages making more characters, even if you don't have the racial differences thing going on. I don't know why I'm running over here. But yeah, speaking of that plateau, I was going to say as an example, like imagine if Breath of the Wild had a reason to start over a lot, other than just feeling like it, and you had to do the whole plateau every single time. Even though the plateau was a really good, confined, like, mini experience version of the whole game. The plateau isn't bad. The intro to this game isn't bad. It's just fairly definitely the same. I mean, the intro planet you start with is always different in this, and is a bit random. But it's still the same basic ideas, basically. Oh geez. That's kind of mean of Spore. Wow. Okay, so the reason I'm on this planet instead of doing that mission is because I want to make a few more crafting tables and get some more plant fiber so that I can make a set of armor to do that mission with, actually. Spore as a whole was a rather disappointing game, I guess, unfortunately. I want it. I want that tiny one plant fiber, thank you. I definitely don't need this much right now. if you're underground in this game in the day, like to a certain depth, you can drill out the background to get sunlight in there as an alternative to lighting things up with torches. But of course that only works during the daytime, so you know. Right. Let's see. I need more timber, which is easy to make. And then I will make a spinning wheel. This starting basic ship for the create your own ship thing has more room in it than any of the default starting ships seem to, which is interesting because it has this little lower section here. One thing I don't know, like I can pan the camera around and get a decent idea of how large this area is. I don't actually know how big I can make my ship. Because without the create your own ship thing on, what happens is that every time you get 2 more crew members, you have like you can recruit crew members, and you start with a limit of only 2. And once you have 2 crew members, you are able to upgrade your ship. And if you are using the base ship, that means that it will become larger. Now, I don't know if upgrading the ship has any benefit in the context of the create your own ship thing. Oh, I mean, there's sort of the bug people. Okay, they're not at all. They don't at all work with the monk hood. It's clipping all over the place. That's unfortunate. That means I will have to find headgear so that I don't have to cringe. So this is just some basic armor that you can make. It's Frackin' Universe armor, so it's weird. It has like set bonuses and stuff. Base game armor does not do that. The cat is very cute, yes. I lost my train of thought a little bit again. But yeah, like in the base game, Flower, you could have 2 crew members at first, and then you get a ship license unlock, which means that if you had enough upgrade modules, you could upgrade your ship, which would make it bigger and allow 2 more crew members. So if you got up, then if you had 4 crew members, you could get another upgrade license, and so on. But with the build your own ship thing, I can just expand my ship whenever the heck I want, as long as I can deal with the fact that I'm drilling holes into space, which I can't really do right now. But the crew member size limit is still there per upgrade, so I guess that's what it's for. But I don't know if it like expands the amount of room I have to build in if I upgrade, which would, it seems like I have a lot, so I don't know how that would work out. Also with the build your own ship upgrade thing, or mod thing, you typically can't like remove the ship AI panel here, or this locker, or like the fuel panel, or the captain's chair, but you can move them all around with this mod. And the teleporter, which is funny, because like most teleporters in this game break if you remove them to encourage like a limited sort of resource, I guess. But this one's just fine. Also, it turns out that this is the source of the ambient hum in the ship, because if you remove it, the hum stops. Which is a little bit funny to me for some reason. We'll just put it back there for now. Anyway, with the create a ship mod, I believe I can just make my ship out of whatever the heck I want. I can make a ship out of dirt if I really wanted to. I could make my quote-unquote ship like a floating, flying, spacefaring island with a log cabin on it or some such. That'd be kind of cool. I could lock my cat down here in the basement of the ship right now, and it wouldn't be able to escape, which is rude. Kitty. I made it meow. Cats meow when they jump, apparently. Once I saw the cat like jump across this gap here because the hatch was open, meow in the air and then land and immediately fall asleep when it hit the ground. I think that's accurate to how cats behave. Anyway, by the way, this is not what the sail looks like without the Make the Universe a Cuter Place mod, which makes it anime as heck. It makes it like a wireframe person with emoticon faces. I honestly prefer the anime version. Also, there's a science outpost we can visit, which is somehow, for some reason, listed as a mission, but doesn't really work like one. I'm going to wait until I have the scanner to actually go there. And hopefully also until I have a little bit more money, because you can hire crew members there easily. So this is the first story mission. This is from the base game. You are required to complete this to be able to fly, basically. And it is, again, dark before you have access to light, really. The first... Okay, so the backpack slot in your character pack, or your character equipment set, is typically for environmental protection packs, which are abbreviated to EPPs. In the base game, the first one you can make that actually protects you from the environment allows you to breathe in places where there is no oxygen. You can still make that in Fracken Universe, but Fracken Universe decided it wanted to make the game more complicated. So instead of... Hello, Seraphy. Welcome to me playing the beginning of Starbound and explaining how it works, which is things you already know. Those enemies are kind of tough for the first mission, to be honest. And this is why having 2 lances works out. So the environmental protection packs in the base game, you could start by making one that allowed you to breathe in space. And then you would just upgrade that one so that it would allow you to breathe in space and survive in radioactive places. And you'd upgrade that one until eventually it just protected you from everything. In Fracken Universe, they wanted to make things more complicated and less convenient. So the environmental protection packs in that, instead of protecting you from multiple things, protect you from one thing at a time. So you have to have multiple. Which is why I kind of wanted to have a character that was immune to like everything in the environment at some point. But I really couldn't do that because I didn't want to look at them after I made them, because they were a weird looking dorky robot that could not equip any fashion. Except for very specific dorky robot fashion, which just didn't look very good. So, the reason that the environmental protection packs being significantly, like, separated like that is important. Like, you'd think, oh, that's not too bad, you can just swap between them. But also, in the base game, environmental protection packs can have augments inserted into them, which give you a bonus. There are mods that allow you to insert those into every piece of armor, which I have actually finally downloaded. But the reason that this is important is because augments, even in the base game, and still in Fracken Universe, include giving yourself light. And light is my #1 problem with this game, is not being able to see. So, until you progress far into the story on at least one character in your shared universe file, you cannot buy augments. And even when you can buy augments, it's random which ones are available. And there's 3 levels of strength for each of them. So you'd have to basically hope that you could get a light 3 augment. If you were me, anyway. But now, thanks to Fracken Universe, you need like 17,000 light augments. You can also make augments that protect you from certain things in the environment now in Kraken Universe, which is actually something that is not in the base game. How do bugs look in a space helmet? It doesn't fit. That's another thing with the custom races, is things don't fit their heads very well sometimes. But the other thing about the environmental protection pack slot in both the base game and Kraken Universe is that the other kind of back item that you can find or make and equip is something that provides light. Like, it's not like an augment, it's a backpack that gives light. And my idea with wanting to make that dorky robot and forcing myself to like looking at it at first was I would just make one of those and be immune to most of the environment and not care about it. But Kraken Universe has made it more difficult to acquire the materials you need to make the lantern on a stick, the very most basic backpack that gives light. Because it requires, you have to make an explorer's lantern, which requires oil. And I believe in the base game, you could sometimes just find oil. Like on desert planets or whatnot, there would just be oil sometimes. But as far as I can tell in Kraken Universe, there's never just oil out and about. You have to extract it from very specific types of tiles, like dry sand, not regular sand, it has to be dry sand. Or tar. So you have to happen upon some of that instead. Which, it makes it feel more difficult, even though it's probably about the same. Because you either happen upon oil, or you happen upon one of those. You can also sometimes find an explorer's lantern in a chest, which makes it easier. But the point I'm trying to make with all of that explanation for everything is that it is rather difficult to get yourself a good light source. There are a few different options. Spacesuit backpack. There are a few different options for that, but they're all not easy to find, and none of them are really accessible until you get space travel in the first place. So you're stuck with this sort of level of lighting. I mean, I have a flashlight. By the way, this is how much better the basic flashlight is than the crappy flashlight that Kraken Universe invented to make your light problems worse at the start of the game. Also, one interesting thing actually is Kraken Universe makes you have to have the text by the time you get to this point, so you can access the secret passages like this in the level without a problem. In the base game, you could easily be here without having that ability. There is probably something down there, but I have never known how to open this gate. There's like two weird symbols on the wall, and that's all your character has to say about them. I don't know how to open that. It's not super important, but all the story missions like this have a few hidden areas with like unique cosmetic items hiding in them. Box hounds? I'm not sure what you're talking about with the box hounds there, to be honest. This first boss is exceptionally gimmicky. No, in the base game, you can do this mission before you have the text. You wouldn't be able to access that sort of area in this mission because you might not have the text at this point, is what I mean. But in Kraken Universe, the intro mission that precedes this one gives you the text, so that you'll always have them when you're here. This boss is a gimmick boss. You can't hurt it except by flipping all 4 of these switches and then flipping the thing at the bottom. Which means that there's no reason to do anything other than tank all the hits and then heal through it. At least, in my opinion. Oh, right, the mystery box vendor death dogs. No, I think those are always basically going to murder you. I don't think there is any defense against those other than don't buy mystery boxes. I mean, I could try to time this better. The mod I'm using with the portraits is called Make the Universe a Cuter Place, often just known as Cutebound. Also, I think Frackin' Universe makes the bosses always drop their unique boss weapons every time, like this eyeball, instead of like just occasionally, so you don't have to grind these missions for the boss weapons, which is good. Although it would be better if the boss weapons were actually good. They're not really. He's dang it. I mean, it can also do this, which is pretty good. I don't know how much I like holding a giant eyeball, though. I can have a safety vest. That looks kinda cute on my bug for some reason, somehow. But I didn't find the safety pants, so we can't do the safety dance. I do appreciate that the game has a cosmetics slot as well. Hey, a longsword. I have bonuses with that type of weapon. I also need a shield to go with it, though. And since I need a shield, that means I can't use a flashlight in that hand. But, you know, whatever. I don't have a shield yet, so I might as well. The Lamia character is drowning in an ugly pile of crafting stations that was not well organized, that was too late to save her from. So she has been left to her fate. And I have since started over several times because that's how I always sort of do it. Yep, I don't get your joke that you say people won't get, but I mean, judging by the camera flash, I could guess a few things. Like Fatal Frame? I don't know, maybe? Wait. Why is there a... Oh, that's just what I'm holding. Silly me. You can get guns that have flashlights on them, that's true. They're typically two-handed assault rifles or shotguns, I believe. I don't think I've seen a sniper with a flashlight. Right, so since I did that quest, I need to talk to this fellow. And this gives you an augment, like I mentioned, except I don't even have an environmental protection pack. Now this is a different thing. If you have your custom ship, you have to make this FTL drive yourself with the crystal that you just got instead of giving it to this guy, which is interesting. I don't think rapiers count as long swords, unfortunately. Ah, Terry Pratchett. I have never actually read any Terry Pratchett, unfortunately. Machining table should just be this, right? Allows you to travel through space. I don't know why my spaceship has mass. Perhaps that is how it is limited in what size it can be. I have never done build your own ship stuff before. Learn to craft FTL drive. Okay, that makes it faster, but I need more crystals? How do I get crystals? I mean, the only crystal I knew of was the one that, you know, the quest gives you. Okay, I guess this explains why the ship's a little bit bigger, because I had to put this big honkin' thing in it. That's fine. I think, yeah, dual-wielding daggers or swords or whatever works pretty well. Like, dual-wielding lances also works pretty well. I think I'm kind of a slave to the race bonuses in terms of what I think is okay to use, though. Like, the Lucians, the race that I am. Oh yeah, my ship doesn't have any engines. That's an aesthetic thing I can put on it later when I can build a ship parts table, I think. The race that I am, I believe, is good at long swords and short spears as long as they're paired with a shield. And scythes, of which I rarely see any. Also, I don't know what this egg does. It makes like maybe this is how you get the crystals, actually. Maybe these creatures grow them for you. I hope they don't poop everywhere like Kraken Universe added to every other farm animal, thus disincentivizing me from farming because I hate poop a lot. Which is, I guess, my own kind of flaw. I don't know. I don't know how this map works either. You get a map here, which gives you a quest to find an ancient temple. And I don't know... It doesn't really give you any directions at all, so I don't know how that works at all. Yeah, there's a little bit of... The mod makes... See, the reason that it makes things poop everywhere is because you're supposed to use it for fertilizer in the new ways of gardening that you also gain access to. But you can also just make mulch for that and stuff, so it's a little redundant. Yeah, this race is supposed to be a race of idiots, but all of these examining things texts are just the base ones. So that means that they're like functionally exactly the same as everyone else. So this is the scanner. It gives you another light source. It is actually stronger than a flashlight, but it takes up both hands. You can also scan everything. Things that you haven't scanned are highlighted in blue, and things that you have scanned are highlighted in orange. And it's important to scan everything, even if you don't even bother reading what they have to say about it. Because later there is a pixel printer which allows you to spend pixels, the money, in order to print any object that you have seen, which is useful for decorating. Hey, thank you for the bits. I didn't get an alert for that, I don't think. Either that or I was too busy talking to even notice the noise. So, yeah. This is an entirely new thing with the mod, the storage matter. This person wants you to make a filing cabinet out of storage matter. So I don't have enough storage matter to do that, actually. Okay. Guess I'll have to find some eventually later. It just sort of randomly drops and stuff like that. I still need more copper and stuff for you. I don't seem to be getting alerts. I definitely have alerts on, and I definitely got an alert for a follow earlier. I don't know why the bit alerts would not be working. I believe I don't have a minimum donation set either. I'll take a look at this. Go to widget settings. Bits. Bits are enabled for alerts. The minimum bits is listed as 1. There are variations. Oh no, there aren't variations. There used to be. Oh wait, I deleted all of them. That's right. Maybe I have to set the minimum bits to 0 instead. Because it says that setting it to 0 makes every cheer message trigger an alert. I believe I saw an alert for the 100 bits that I got earlier as well. Though I am not 100% sure on that. Like, if I can do a test alert, which is not a real donation, and it seems to pop up. I don't know why it made the noise twice. Let's try that again. It didn't make the noise twice that time. I don't know, it's probably just Twitch being weird. Maybe it has something to do with how, I had to change my password and stuff recently. So that means I had to change my stream key. So maybe that's weird right now, I don't know. What is the frog furnishing special today? Island themed things. I could put a hammock in my spaceship. You can make signs here, which is useful. I had to examine every number. Things that are highlighted in green with your scanner are things that you need to scan for quest reasons, by the way. I think it's weird that they don't make you scan the shop in this quest. It feels important, but I guess they don't think that it is. I don't want to sell my shorts. I'll sell that. This is not useful until I actually have something to put it in. Yeah, I'm using Streamlabs, and if it can be unreliable some days, that would explain it. Because that's what I'm using. What have I forgotten to scan this time? I think one funny, oh there it is. I forgot to tell its shop. One funny thing about the base messages for custom races scanning things is that they typically just read the item's description. One of the masks you can find in avian temples has the description, "This mask looks like my ex-wife," for some reason. Which means that every custom race, if you consider those messages canon, is potentially a lesbian and a widow. So there's that. Now we have the objective to scan Florin clues, which means that we have to stumble upon Florin settlements in the wild and look at them really hard. Where did my reward bag go? I thought I got a reward bag. Yeah, there is a mod that lets you just play as a cat. I don't have that one. I don't think it's compatible with Kraken races in the sense that it doesn't get unique bonuses and stuff. I guess the bonus is that you are a cat, which is pretty good, honestly. Where's my reward bag? I don't see it. It is easy to lose track of what things count as in the inventory as well. Oh well, whatever. It's not that important. Oh right, widow implies that they died. There could have been a divorce. So basically everyone's had a space divorce, if you're a custom race. My headcanon disagrees with that, but you know, whatever. That's just, oh, it's important to make a flag, also. If you make a flag, that's a marker for where you can teleport to, even if you are not on that planet. Which is important until you can get teleporters, which are basically flags but better, and you can't replace them without destroying them. Right. So, we don't have fuel, of course. I need to be able to make more crafting stations. Kraken Universe makes things a lot more complicated in terms of crafting stations. I don't actually know if there's any reason to have an anvil when you can make an armor works. which is the Kraken Universe armors and weapons thing. This is going to be important. And it gave me a coat. This is going to be important. Might as well make everything I can right now. And it gave me some research, which is extra currency. I thought I saw something weird. Fuel tank. Stores ship fuel, holds 1,000 fuel. Okay, but why do I want that? Small ship thruster. Increases ship speed slightly. Oh boy. I guess I have even more to worry about with a custom ship than just what it looks like. Can you put a ship teleporter on a planet? Probably not. Large ship thruster. Interesting, they take upgrade modules. Those are a precious resource. I don't really just want to spend those. Now this is going to be important too. Because, well, only 30 blocks. They have to make everything complicated, don't they? Oh boy. Right, armor works. I want to be able, I'm going to have to figure out, maybe, if there's any reason for having an anvil when you can have an armor works. Other than just having both. Science code, science bug. Alright, I shall put stuff. This ship, okay, the F-tail drive is weirdly hitboxed. This ship, this default ship for custom ships is definitely larger because and I know this because I can fit more random crafting stations on it without regard to the size. I don't have to upgrade it to fit them. Eventually, hopefully, with the custom ship, I will make this aesthetically pleasing as well as holding all of the crafting stations. It's much more convenient to have the crafting stations on your ship than it is to have them on a planet, I feel like. Now then. I don't know if I even need... Oh, I guess I need the anvil to get certain things. Fair enough. That's crappy human armor from the base game, but I'm going to make it just to have pants. Take that, video game. I don't know what mod I have it is that gives me the Doom Guy armor. Now I have pants. The Doom Guy armor is purely for aesthetic purposes because it actually makes you suck if you equip it for some reason. So it's doubly strange. I think my bug is looking pretty good right now. She got coat, short coat, she got pants. She got a flower on her carapace. I hope that's not uncomfortable. I hope I can find other alternative bug headwear at some point as well. Unless I am somehow allowed to craft invisible headgear somewhere. Which I don't think I am. I don't know why this gives you 2 separate health bonuses either. There's a lot of stuff that you can make, and it's all very confusing. Oh right, the actual reason I wanted an anvil is because that's where the first environmental protection pack is, I think. You can also make a diamond lantern, which sounds very fancy and glowy. Oxygen did not exist as a resource that you had to get separately before, but now it does. In this case, I believe you can extract it from water. Stuff like that. Right, before I venture to a moon to get some resources or whatever, I am going to continue exploring the base planet. First thing to unlock, ability to grab liquid. That's important, because I need liquid. Exploring the first planet... Oh, it's raining a lot. That's a weather effect. Exploring the first planet should... That doesn't look like rain at all. In fact, it's damaging wind. Okay, fine. That's unusual. Exploring the first planet more, I should be able to find... I believe that was one of the dog things that burst out of that box and killed me once. I should be able to find a big old mine full of resources that will help. And I'm going to be taking a lot of damage from the wind, so don't mind my sparing screams too much. I'll also take this time to harvest water, which allows me to make a chainsaw for some reason. I'm going to need water for various things. Now, I have no idea where the mine is. But planets eventually loop around themselves, so it doesn't matter what direction I head in, I will eventually find something. In theory. Now, here's where the dungeon at the start of the game was. Oh, I'll just do this. Whee! I almost never used ropes in the base game. So, hopefully... Oh. It shouldn't be too hard to find this place. I'm glad that they kept it in. It seems unusual for the general sort of... like... MO of Fracking Universe of making things more complicated by allowing you to have a place where you can find so much stuff so easily. Compared to ninja ropes, they make a lot more sense. Yeah, in that dungeon, that's where you get the starting text now. I did talk about that and we showed that. I guess you weren't here for that, but that's okay. So yeah, because in the base game, you'd have to get those in a different way. And you can still get the base game text, because they are slightly different. Except for the morph ball, which is now just sort of there. It's a little weird that it takes one rope every time, and you can't retrieve your rope in some way. Okay. Random neon horse. I don't know what to do about that information. I don't think the horse has any sort of purpose. You can attack a horse, it will not fight back. You can kill a horse, it won't really drop anything. They just kind of exist sometimes. I don't know why. Horses are a mystery. Yeah, now if it was a radioactive horse, I think it would have done damage to stand near it, because this game is like that. And if it was a glitch horse, it would be a lot more normal looking, because the glitch are a race. What's this? Pilot goggles. Those almost work. Those pretty much work on a bug, I think. Yeah, sure, let's wear some pilot goggles, why don't we? This is a worse longsword than the one that I have. This looks really dumb, actually. I immediately don't want to wear it. Let's go back to this. Oh, here we go. Here's the mine. So there's just a lot of free stuff everywhere. You know, for fun. I guess I should scan things too. Yeah, I'll be selling those. That's the good thing about finding aesthetic stuff, cosmetic stuff rather, is that it's also valuable, which is nice. The AI is going on for a while because this is where the base game would have taken you first. Oh wow. Okay. Free moon ghost repellent at the beginning of the game? Penguin piracy? I do not have that. That is not a mod that I have. This lantern will probably be useful in the future when we go to the moon. Except not really, because when you switch off of it, the ghost repellent goes away, and you can't hold it in the mining thing at the same time, unless you have a mining laser, which I can't make yet. So that's fun. I don't think I can make one yet anyway. Wait. Maybe I can? Whatever. Make sure to scan every tiny object just because you can. There's not really a reason to. Unless you really want all of them. I'm going to take all of these weapons, even though they are not good, because I can sell them and money is usually useful. Oops. Oh, another thing I could do, actually, is accidentally heal myself a little bit. I could take all of these crates, because one feature of the storage matter stuff is that you can turn storage containers into storage matter fragments, which can be in turn turned into storage matter, which can be in turn turned into other containers. So, oh, there's a lot of bats. So the short version of that is if I get all of these crates, then I can get a big crate, which is a good thing to have, typically. Also, these barrels and stuff like this were not always containers, I believe. What mod is that? Like the storage matter stuff? I thought the storage matter was just part of Frackin' Universe, wasn't it? Even though I only have like 35 or so mods, it's easy to lose track of what does what. I'm gonna get this coal. I feel like the storage matter stuff is just Frackin' Universe. By the way, these guys spin around. In the RPG stat growth mod that I used to have, that I unsubscribed from because of a transphobic trap joke in the documentation for it, they used to, in that mod, they would drop spiral energy, which was used for something, but is also just an anime joke. Because anything that spins has to be spiral related, I guess. Anyway, yep, there's a mine with a lot of stuff in it, and that's why I'm here. Because I need a lot of stuff. Also, the storage related, some of the storage related mods that I have make it so that if you, like, oh, an accordion, okay. If you pick up stuff If you pick up a container that has stuff in it, the stuff will stay inside the container. In the base game, if you pick up a container with stuff in it, the stuff just spills everywhere on the ground. I accidentally harvested a chair, but that's fine. I can sell it later. Yeah, there are. Did I look at these already? I guess I didn't harvest them, but you know. I guess overall, with for all my complaining about light sources and things, once you have the basic flashlight instead of the crappy flashlight, it's not too bad, except for when you need to use something that takes two hands. So that's when the problem happens. Core fragments are not a super useful resource, I believe. They make volatile powder, which you can use to make explosives, but if you don't really want to make too many explosives, you don't really need it. Maybe it's more useful in the mods that I have, I am not sure. Was there anything over here first? Yes, there was plenty over here, actually. So these opening mine areas are a little bit random, but they always have a load of stuff in them, and you can find them on every lush planet. So if you need low-level resources like copper, iron, silver, and gold, it's probably easier to just go to a lush planet and find one of these mines than it is to actively try and mine all of it yourself. Of course, if you want to, you can also just mine it. This game does have sort of you can sort of either like do explory stuff or adventure-y stuff or just casual mining things stuff. There are options to be had. One annoying thing about the base resources, well, not the base yeah, actually, okay, let me start that over a little bit. The early game resources, yes, they are all from the base game, but that's not related to the point I was trying to make. One of the race mods that I tried briefly, the Elythian races mod or something like that. One of that robot that I wanted to play as because it resisted the environment, but then I couldn't stand looking at it for very long, has its own racial crafting table that uses the same resources as the regular crafting table. Not in the sense that, oh, you need like iron bars to craft at it. You need to make a special metal out of iron ore. So you can't just dump all of your ore into the forge. You have to actually keep some of it to make a different thing out of. And that is just more of mods making things possibly a little more complicated than they need to be. Huh. I can have a space uniform top. That looks pretty cute. I can be a Star Trek. I don't even remember who wore the blue shirts on the Star Treks, because I'm not a big sci-fi person. She said, playing a game about sci-fi, I guess. I think that was most of the mine. I probably missed part of it somewhere. I prefer the science coat, I believe. I don't think I went this way, did I? Yeah, I didn't. I definitely didn't. There's a lot of things down here that want to kill things, like me. I don't remember there being this many bats in the mines typically, so maybe they added some more enemies or something. Also, there's little bits of lag here and there still. And that is, as I learned recently, because Starbound forces offline play into a solo server of sorts, apparently, which seems a little bit silly to me. Cat. There are sound effects. There are a lot of sound effects. Are you not hearing sound effects for some reason? I'm confused by that. There should be plenty of them. Perhaps they're just quiet? Oh, okay. Oh, I can make a crappy shield, I just noticed. Which would work with my longsword. Except, I need to hold a flashlight. That's more important. Oh, I can make a mining laser already. Oh, okay. I'll do that. I would like to do that so that I can moon mine better. I think I need to make one of these for a quest. Yes, I do. I should probably make this. And I probably already used up most of the resources that I just got. And I don't have space for that stuff on my ship either. And my inventory is becoming full. And I have an accordion. With which I can play all this generic music. Hey Kat, what do you think of this accordion? Nothing. Okay. I mean, I feel like a cat would get mad at an accordion and not just be indifferent, but I don't know much about cats, to be honest. Okay, so next plan is to sell stuff and also to get some storage. Now, if I remember correctly, I did not remember correctly. Hold on. Wait, I thought I took this quest. Did I not? Are there a bunch of quests that I didn't take by accident? Okay. Well, I don't know how to make another FTL drive, but I was hoping that I completed that quest so that I would have blocks to make my ship with. Not that it matters which blocks I make my ship out of. Hello! Oh right, I didn't place those yet, because I can't. I'm gonna sell these. I'm going to sell that, and those, and I need those. Silver pickaxes, I don't want too many of them, but they're probably useful. I need to deposit some of the stuff that I don't want to sell, but I don't want to have on me. I don't want an accordion too much. I don't need lances because I'm good at swords. I accidentally sold the longsword that I had by accident. Even because it's white rarity and I didn't think I wanted it. Is that everything? A lot of this stuff doesn't actually have any sell value. but I need it out of my inventory. Also, my character eats raw meat, so there's that. I need potato seeds, specifically for one quest. Now, with all of this money, I am going to go to the science outpost that Frackin' Universe adds, which is listed as a mission for some reason, even though there's no objective. And now that I'm here, we can see all of the random crap that I will end up needing in the future. But also, I'm going to hire some mechanics. You can quote-unquote craft things to hire people from with at this place. Hello. Your ship doesn't support any crew members. What? I don't have any crew members, though. Wait, what? Are you telling me that a custom ship does not allow for crew members unless you build bunks for them? Is that what you are telling me at this time? If I just harvest this, does it count as completing that quest? It sure does. Okay, now I'll put it back. So, it would seem that I have a problem. I can make these eventually, but I'm not allowed to have a crew. Huh. That means I wasted 6,000 pixels also, which is a good time to deposit some crap. I could wear a torn flag as a cape also. I want to keep these things for fashion. These things because they can be upgraded later. And that's actually everything that I wanted to keep, I think. Now, it's not imperative or extremely important to have crew members necessarily. Now let's see if this kills me. I want to expand my ship just a little bit for right now. And I'll go ahead and play nice and use the materials given to me that match what I've got. Now, if I go over here, I cannot make what is being used for the wall, I don't think. Hold on. Can I? It probably requires materials I don't have yet if I want to make that sort of block. So creating your own ship is more of a problem than I believed it to be. I have a diamond? That explains why I could make diamond things. So yeah, I mean, I can make my ship out of any... Yeah, I don't have tungsten yet. So I can't do that. So my ship might just look like a piece of garbage for a while, until I decide what direction I want to even take it in. I can make my ship out of wood. I can make my ship entirely out of glass. I can make my ship out of dirt, you know, as you do. Wall panel, yep, that's also tungsten. That means I'm going to have to improvise. So I'm going to actually have a dirt ship for a little bit, because I just want to expand this bottom floor for a second. Cool. Oh, well, so long to that wall panel, I guess. It fell into the abyss of space. That's unfortunate. I should have done something about that. I have a few ideas for what I can make my ship look like. The one in character for looking like a Jet Force Gemini drone would be to make a giant pyramid. But I also think it'd be kind of cool to just have like a weird space island. You know? Wow, this looks ridiculous, although it will work for now. Doing a space island would be doable with my resources as I have them. Oh no, cat, don't go into space. Oh wait, that's building a wall, not building a background. I wonder if the pet can just run off into space and die. I hope not. Space Island sounds cool. I think I will do that one. I'm going to need more advanced resources than I had. Cat? That's dangerously close to death. You rambunctious feline, you. Interesting feature of the hull panels is that they support diagonal building. That looks a little weird. I don't care too much right now. Okay, oxygen everywhere. Good. We good? We're fine. Oh no, a weird corner. But if I get rid of it, it will just die in space. Dang it, space. You're so deadly. Farewell! Alright. Now with that, I should be able to place a few more things down here. Which is all I really want right now. So we're going to have the disorganized crafting mess in our ship for right now. Oh, what? You can make things out of core fragments? Now this, I did not know. That must be new. It was one of our quests to make this. Now we have some free glass. So that's cool. Sniper knife. Oh. I guess there are bug-specific things as well, if I want a cool helmet. I did not know about that. I could make a scythe. I literally have no idea what would happen if the cat were to fall into the void of space. I don't particularly want to find out on purpose. Oh right, I'm going to need a platform there. So today we learned that the create your own ship functionality does not allow you to have any crew members until you build crew member bunks, which makes sense in some ways, but also in other ways limits you more than the base game does. Cool. Can I make a tool upgrade table? No, I cannot, because I do not have tungsten. Okay, so actually, when you are within a galaxy, it does not cost any money, or any fuel rather, to travel between specific planets. It only costs fuel to travel to other star systems. So what do we have here? A desert is important to go to. I believe there is one right there. This is also a big desert planet, I think. Is it? Yes. Yep. Desert. Uncomfortably warm. We've got windstorms, heat waves, sandstorms, minor earthquakes, and regular earthquakes. But you can find tungsten here, which is important for some things. Well, it's important for my next step of progression, at least. Oh right, I did have a quest I could start. I was told to put logs into an extractor to make methanol. I also need to put sand to make silicon. Silicon, yes. And I'm sure I will be able to find plenty of sand on a desert planet. Warning, desert heat. I don't know what that actually means. Hopefully I don't suffer too much from it. They sure go on about how it's uncomfortably warm, but I don't know what disadvantages that actually causes. Anyway, let's get a lot of sand. Apparently I learned to craft a powder keg. I think that is also new. This is sandstone. No, not silicones. That would be if I played as a Uke in Crystal Chronicles, which is not this game, but is another thing that I streamed. I will stream more of that eventually, by the way. I kinda want Chompy with me to continue that with. So I don't want to stream that when it's not convenient. Oh, the hunger meter depletes quicker, probably? That makes sense. Oh. I was talking about building... Okay, why is there a robot? I don't... Oh, there's a... Oh, this must be from that Races mod, because this looks like some of that stuff. Water? I don't have a water meter. So what is this? A vehicle. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely from that other mod. And I'm not even going to bother reading that. Here's a fancy rock. How much sand did I pick up so far? Only 446. I mean, that's enough for right now. Yeah, there is no water meter. There's a hunger meter if you have casual hunger. Oh, Kalish stone. This is important too. I think it's the only source of a specific thing when extracted. But I've never actually... Whoa, okay. These robots are not friendly. I cannot jump to reach them because of the sandstorm. So that's fun. Eh. Oh boy. I can't really dodge them either because the sandstorm screws up your movement ability pretty good. Now, how do I solve this problem? How about grenades? I did it! I solved the problem! Okay. And I got crafting material that I don't even think I can use because I'm not one of those specific things. I'm sorry that you're missing so much because of university, Tam. Hopefully the YouTube videos are good enough for later. Wait, how many manipulator modules do I have? Not enough to make it manipulate faster. University sucks, by the way. I should get a lot of this and see what it actually is good for. Because it's on... Oh, there's tar there too. I just saw that. That's very good. Tar is important. The mining laser is ridiculously good at later levels, and it's still pretty good at level 1. As far as I can tell. I want to say that clear stone gives you iodine, maybe? I am unsure. What's all this garbage? Rolled up tapestry. Explosive barrel. That seems like something I don't want to touch. You're just gonna give me a bunch of crafting materials that I can't do anything with? Fine. I guess that's okay. Oh, that's good. University's almost over for you. I am not going to university because I had a mental breakdown and dropped out. I could throw something at the barrel, yeah. Dang it. That feeling when you install a mod that you decide not to use, but you keep it on, and then all it does for you is, like, death robots. I missed. I guess it doesn't explode that barrel on contact. But okay. Yeah, I'm going to mine the tar. That is what I'm doing. Because you can extract tar from the tar, or you can extract oil from the tar. And I want oil. Oil is important. You can also extract oil from dry sand, but this is just regular sand. Oh wait, I had darts? I forgot that I had... Wait, do I have darts? I do not. You could if I could if I had them. I found some. Oh, I guess you can just find oil. Fancy that. Well, way to prove me wrong for something I said like 30 minutes ago. I'll just take this. Yeah, I sold the darts because I typically just think of throwing items as like a waste of inventory space. Ah, the sunk cost fallacy. Everyone's favorite. But hey, you not dropping out of university, like, it does have benefits to going, as much as I hate it. And that means you're a strong person for keeping on with it. So you are doing a good job, Tam. I'm still gonna take this tar. Just because I know that I can get more oil from it. Eh. Oh, right. I should have turned in all of those different metal bars and stuff to get the better techs instead of just building all the crafting stations. Whoopsie daisy. What's that garbage over there? I just hate about university stuff that at least my mom still seems to think that I need to go back to university and that is the only possible solution for anything. Hello, cultists. Speaking of universities, here's some cultists. Question mark. That one has an eyeball for a head. Yeah, I don't think I would last in a regular job. Ever. The best I can hope for is to get a little bit of something out of all my video game playing hobbies, like the one I'm doing right now. Oh, that's a switch of some kind. for something. I guess I'll take this poison, you know, in case you need poison. Why not? And now, since the sun is set on the desert planet, the problems are solved, at least some of them. But apparently not enough for the AI to stop complaining about it. Yeah, I'm glad for all the people who have supported me and stuff so far. Like, not just like money-wise, but also in general. And now that I have this Twitch affiliate thing going on, I've already gotten some people helping me out through it, and that's very nice of them. Oop, and my mouse forgot it existed for a second. It probably does mean a lot that university is more expensive in the US because I am in the US. And the US is a terrible country right now, by the way. There's some tungsten. Wait, what is this? Oh, it's a radioactive barrel. Cool. Sure does suck. That is correct. I need to make that. And I need timber for that. Once I have that, timber. Yeah, it's not news to anyone how bad the US is these days. Except for maybe the people who think it isn't bad at all. But they won't listen to that news, they're delusional. They'll say it's fake. This is not a stream for politics though, so I should probably shut up. Explorer's Lantern. And then the... wait, what? Steampunk Lantern? Well, that's new. That's something from a mod that I've got. And now I have a stick on my back, which gives me some light. Hooray! And it looks kind of ugly. So I should put on a cape, I guess. I don't really have any good back cosmetics to use at this time. If I wanted to, I could put this augment I got from the first quest in one of my things to make even more glow, but I think I should probably hold on to it. Meow to you too, cat. Tungsten is important. I don't think there are jetpacks in this game, unfortunately. I'm sure there's a mod for it somewhere. Oh yeah, I can deploy my mech to a world and sort of crappily robot around with my crappy robot. So yay, now we have a light source for once. And also very dramatic music is starting. I am going to need to extract some things before I actually... Methanol! Free silver! Oh boy. Oh, the Draconis mod has a tech that lets you fly. Alright, that sounds pretty good. Does that only work for the Draconis, or does it work for everybody? I need to extract sand. I don't want to keep wet dirt. I will also need to extract from water. I don't know if that's enough of all of those things to get those things. It doesn't tell you how much of it you need, really. Is there a second lush planet in the first star system? That's unexplored. That looks like a lush one. Ah, okay. I don't have the Draconis mod, so I don't know. Space merchant. I never actually investigated a space merchant before. And a hostile ship. But my race has a penalty to trade prices on space stations, and I don't know if that counts for all merchants or what. Oh, this is a forest. This is not a lush planet. Hold on. Okay, a lush looks like that. Is there a second one? Not that I can see. Wait. Oh, that's one. I'm going to go there and get a lot more iron and copper and such from one of the mine areas again. Actually, I can also, I believe... Nope. Is that better than... Wait, I can make... Yeah, whatever. I can make this one, that's the important part. This character should have a bonus with shields, if I have a light source. Okay, this shield is weird in aims, which I don't like because it looks weird. While the sword does not aim, so I can just sort of windmill my arm. No, you can't, you don't get attacked by the hostile ships. You have to go attack them yourself. Which is interesting, but it's there. I guess all the fracking universe shields can probably be aimed like this. The way shields work is if you time it right, there is a perfect block mechanic, which you can see by when it's glowing blue. They also have a certain amount of health, and then they break and have to recharge. Oh right, I have to actually go to the planet. I can't land on it from orbit. No. Hostile ship is functioning as an option, as an obstacle. So I'll try some shield combat for a little bit. Oh, and weather again. Oh, this is the damaging weather again. And I can block the weather! Hell yeah. Even though that's kind of pointless. I guess I did build a space cellar, didn't I? It's funny to me that I can block the weather. I don't know if I'll actually need this shield on this planet because it's so low level. I see you trying to shoot me. Okay, the weather's calming down. So as you can see, I now have a low-level light source permanently for once. So that's what it looks like when you have that. And this fellow is here on this planet as well. I guess I cannot scan them. Do they say anything? Nothing new. I could do the intro dungeon again if I really wanted to. Oh boy. How many tech cards do I have? 11? Hold on a minute, actually. Yep, Cuddly Slug. The Cuddly Slug is a nice fella. I'm going to go spend those tech cards on the spider ball, if you don't mind. If I'm allowed to do that. I can't do that until I finish the tech tutorials. Oh boy. Let's see if I can just buy a bunch of copper bars and things to do those. I have 27 iron. I have enough silver. Because they just want 10 copper and 10 silver. They used to also want 10 gold, but you get the distortion sphere anyway. So here are the base game obstacle courses for teaching you about basic tech use, which is funny because you like never need to actually do this. Whoop. Oh, look. Aw, you can't get hit by these, they slow you. Okay, you need these occasionally in the base game for like challenge rooms that you can find. But those are pretty rare. And you can usually just tank your way through them anyways. So that was the dash tech, which we sort of got during the Fracking Universe intro, except we got a different version of it that was shorter and had a shorter cooldown. It was called dodge instead. But now there's a bunch of NPCs randomly chatting in front of the quests. Please scatter, thank you. Now they want 10 silver, and I have 10 silver, so I'll give them 10 silver, and then we can do the pulse jump test. And the pulse jump is a double jump. I sort of miss some of the text from the RPG growth mod, but I uninstalled it for very good reasons, so I don't miss them too much. Now, in the base game, there are different versions of these texts that you can unlock by spending tech cards, which I am going to do to get... Oh, I don't have it yet. I have to finish the thing. Normally you do a third quest to learn how to use the distortion sphere, but you already got that. So, I will get the spike sphere, which is a spider ball. It can't jump, but it can climb walls, which is way more important. Okay, so in the base game, you just spend tech cards like that to get variants on these things. But also, now in Fracking Universe, you can craft special ones using various things. So there's that. My throat is starting to bother. It is difficult to practice changing one's voice. I should probably... I guess I did talk a lot this time because I was explaining things. Ugh. I should... Right. So, thank you. You're so nice to me. Right. I wanted to get the spike spheres so that I wouldn't have to build awkward things to get around the wall. Wait. Oil. Silicon, which was a thing I needed. Oxygen, salt, hydrogen, and let's see. I wanted to. Where is it? There it is. I wanted to extract something from this. There's a quest to extract something from that at the science outpost, so I should actually go around the science outpost and take all of those quests as well, since I don't believe there's a limit to how many quests you can carry. Yep, you get iodine for that. There are loot boxes in this game now, apparently, but they're all quest rewards. One of the quests here is a little bit sketchy in I believe it's this one. They want to dress a pleasure doll to look like a coworker's mother. I'm just going to not think about it and take it. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff I could scan here as well. Oh, I thought I have some hydrogen for you actually. Hooray! I helped. Word bags. Manipulator module. 2 of them. And I wanted those, didn't I? I wanted to increase my power level. Right. So there's a lot of stuff here to scan. But I don't really feel like wasting everyone's time doing that right now. I'll just pick up the quests. Here's a quest about learning how to be. Build an apiary crafting station. Fine. I'll do that eventually. Oh, is one of these the, Nope. These are not the ex-wife mask. Learn how to make booze. Might as well. No, my power level is actually not very large. Yet. I think that's... Oh wait, what do you sell again? You sell things that I cannot buy because they cost things that I don't know how to get. Right. I believe that's everything there. But I should be able to turn in some of that iodine and see what that loot box gives me. That's not the right thing. How much iodine did I need? Oh, I didn't actually do the storage storage thing. Right. Forgot to do that. Bring some iodine. I guess they don't specify how much iodine they want. Oh, that makes volatile powder too. How about that? Oh, and volatile powder makes a flare gun, which is actually really useful. And okay, I wonder. No, let's not bother trying that. Go to this place. What? Oh, I got the loot box because I didn't have to go turn it in. Oh boy, it even has a loot box animation. How fanciful. If you say so, I guess we can make fun of that a little. Wait, I need to do this. I was told to make a filing cabinet. I do not know why. So now I have your filing cabinet. And now you want me to expand the filing cabinet to have 64 slots. Because that's the other thing you can do with storage matter. Is you can make any storage container have any amount of slots that you want. So what I really should do, hello random steampunk person up here, is find something small and make it hold 1 billion things. You can also buy the various storage things for your dang self and put them in your own dang place so you don't have to come here every time. Now wait, there was a thing, I'm pretty sure, to let me convert containers into storage matter, but I don't know, wait. Oh, I need to buy my own one of those, don't I? Yup. Sure as heck do. I don't feel like traveling in a filing cabinet. Would be terribly comfortable. Alright, let's temporarily make some room here. I should be able to, is that, okay. Now I can just dump all of that all of those crates and things that I picked up earlier into here. And it will make a lot of things. Not that I need too many of them, I don't think. I don't remember how many fragments it takes to make one thing. Meow indeed. Very meowy cat. I think if you tried to put a container with something in it into there, it just wouldn't work. So it's not just a reminder. The reason I can't take that powder out is because my inventory is full, which is why I need to deal with storage right now. Wow, these are making a lot more than I anticipated. I don't even know how much I'll need. Typically you need about 12 to buy a container that holds 300. But I don't know how much it costs to get a small container and then turn it into something that holds 300, which is what I want to do right now. Because, oh wait, I don't have anywhere to put these either. Of course I don't. I'll get rid of this. It's probably some garbage I will never use. Now I can just, okay, it takes 10. Right, and then I want to move this again, and place this again. Thankfully the cat doesn't count as being in the way for this. I'm going to make a tiny platform here, and then we are going to take a look at all the different storage containers that we can have. You know, I could have sacrificed the tutorial filing cabinet as well. But right, here you can spend storage matter to make any container. Now the problem with just making one that holds 300 is that they're huge and don't fit on my ship at present. So I need to make something small and then expand it. So I'll have to take a look at my options. I could make birthday presents. I could put everything into a cash register. I could make a flesh chest. I won't though. Put a stocking. There's a lot. Just make a trash can. Or a fancier trash can. Or a cardboard box. I do love fleshy chests, but usually not in the same sort of context that they are in this game. There are a lot of chests though. You could make a mini fridge. Okay, that's pretty cute. That's a tempting one. It doesn't match my current ship style. A safe would make sense, probably. A cardboard box that says up. A mailbox. A beat up crate. A large present. Yeah, that's true. If I can't make the box, I have a cat. That's dangerous. Well, especially this open one. Yeah, I could make a toxic waste barrel. This is an interesting option. That makes sense, kind of. As is that. Oh, wall-mounted things are an option. That might be the best one. If I make a space island, I don't think a wall-mounted thing would work. It wouldn't fit, at least. Whatever. It doesn't matter too much, does it? I'll just make this cute thing. And now, I should be able to... Costs 13. I can afford that. The tutorial's nice enough to give you a ton. And 300 is all I will really need for right now. And I will put it... Ta-da! That is a big storage container. Now I can put everything I don't want right now in there. I don't want saplings at all, right now at all. Maybe eventually, but if I want saplings, I'll go get them. Don't need to hold on to them. Oh, there's plenty of hoarding to do. Don't worry. I don't know if I'll ever need that, but I might as well hold on to it. Just in case. See, I'm already in the hoarding phase. At this point, dump everything in here, and I can pull it out later if I need it. Much better. Now I'll be able to actually take this stuff. Okay, the flare gun is not there. Is it? I'm already losing track of all the crap that I've got. Where do you build a flare gun again? Maybe I cannot do it yet with the level of technology that I have. Or actually, wait. There's a empty square there, I think. Is there? Sure was. There was a hole in the background. Is the flare gun something you make here? Nope. Wait. There it is. Plastic polymer. Can I make that yet? I don't know. I don't think I have the correct table for it. Ah, boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't want to make I don't want to try to make my space island until I can make... Where is it? Well, I want this, probably. I will also want this. The ship gravity generator. So that I can, well, have gravity and not float into space and die when I'm trying to build an island. As you do. I should... Can I make silicon boards? I should be able to. Just need to retrieve the correct materials. I think they're like the only purpose for silicon. Thankfully there's a search bar, but I apparently am too stubborn to use it, and I'm trying to find things with my eyeballs. I don't have any copper. Wait, I have a few copper wires, though. I could put all that stuff in there as well. What will stop my cat from walking off the island? Temporary walls, hopefully. That's a good question. Hopefully they have accounted for that. I don't know if they have. I'll make these. This will unlock a lot of random things. Now, speaking of the space island, can I? Yes, I can. I can lay sort of a foundation under the ship before destroying the ship. Okay, you think the AI of the cat will stop it from walking off? I hope so. I just had to make sure not to delete the ground underneath the cat by accident. Space Island might be a little difficult in some ways. Current mission? Find that mine on this planet. And get more basic resources. I mean, I could just mine that copper that's right there. Okay, at this point, my matter manipulator is faster than the mining laser, I suppose. Tried to practice my perfect block timing a little bit. I guess it's more lenient than I thought it was. And this is awfully dramatic music. Can I? Yeah, your house is invincible. Of course it is. That makes sense. I think I already know how to craft all of these tile types, yeah. This is why I took a detour to get the spike ball. Why is this music so dramatic? That's a little silly. Hooray! I learned how to make ornate wood. You have to harvest tiles in order to learn how to make that sort of tile a lot of the time. Ornate wood will be helpful in building a space cabin. Or like a space mansion ship or whatever I'm doing. Cotton is also hard to get, so I'm getting cotton. That is true. I did sort of destroy trees with grenades before, didn't I? Apparently I found a flower. I didn't have a grenade launcher before, and I do still have grenades. So just for you, I can miss. Just for you. I also destroyed bunnies. Oops. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, I could make Luigi's Mansion, I guess, if I wanted to. I don't know how you would distinguish it as Luigi's Mansion. There's violets over there. Oh, it's you guys again. Hooray! Learning how to make things. Do I know how to make plant matter? I guess. Well, that's... Sometimes the spike ball doesn't exactly work. I guess. It's fine. Wow, lots of bandits going on here. Why are there so many bandits on this planet? And what is this? Rough dirt. Okay. If you say so. What is that? Sapling. Alright. Nice filler text. I guess this particular planet has more diverse biomes than the other lush planet that I was on. A little bit. Using a shield feels pretty good. Gotta say. If you thought that dramatic music was over, no, it's just looping poorly. Don't worry about it. Aha! Double jumping and then catching yourself with the spike. Oh, those things shoot needles, apparently, that poison you. I don't remember that being the case. It looks really silly when I'm holding the shield, like, behind me. Using the morph ball does take energy, by the way. I don't know why those things like explode after they die. Like they discard their shell and then the shell explodes. Apparently I found a flower again. Oh, now we're in Snowtown. Okay. Or at least, sort of. Oh right, you can block and use the weapon at the same time. That's a weird looking thing. I think I get a bonus for doing perfect blocks correctly, but I don't recall what the bonus is. Increase shield bash chance. I don't even know what that means. Hello. That means I'm close to the mine, and there it is. This is what I was looking for. It does less damage, but it does have the freezing effect. Which is probably more useful than more damage. And now, a bunch of resources. I wish I had a shield that I didn't hold behind me. Just so that it looks less silly. I guess mines can be in a different climate. I accidentally sat down in a chair. Yeah, when you hit something with an ice status effect, it gets slowed down, which I think is more useful than just doing more damage to it. Probably. I think those things resist ice, though. It looks like there is not much down there. Yeah, it does continue down there. But it's not easy to get back up, so... Wait, why is sitting in chairs valuable in Guild Wars 2? It's been a long time since I played that game. Ancient short sword. Okay. They added an achievement called Chairs of the World? That's very silly of them. A unique, extremely boss chair. Alright, fair enough. Good night, Nukiyashi. Alright, I keep forgetting that this character can ingest raw meat. So let's just shove a raw poultry that a bat dropped into my mouth. What could go wrong? Probably plenty, but not for me. Man, shields are really good. This is like the worst shield I could make. But it's really helping. Wait. Huh. I didn't even notice I got that. I wonder what that is. I guess a shield bash is probably like just something they added in one of the mods that I've got that makes it so that if you block something you can do damage, maybe? That would make sense. Did I already look at all the... I guess I did. You also get a lot of manipulator modules and upgrade modules and stuff this way, which are all very useful resources. Although I apparently cannot recruit crew members right now, so I don't know how to upgrade my ship, really. Have I been over there? I accidentally magnetized to the inside of a tent. I guess I have been over here? I just didn't break everything. That's fair enough. Okay, I do know how to make window lattice. That's important. This mine sure does go on for a while. Oh, a goofy giant knight helmet that still doesn't fit my bug face into it. Okay. And a weird weapon. I think that's the end of the mines? Not quite. Hey, I've got a lot of those now. I guess the question is, when I build a space island, what will I build the space house that's on top of the space island out of? Just fancy wood? Will I go for something more? Wood is what I have access to easily, for sure. But it really depends, I guess. I mean, I could try to find weird kinds of wood that's not just regular wood. That is possible. Yeah, okay. There's like weird striped wood and rainbow wood in places that's rare. I don't think I could easily get enough of that to make something out of. I can probably make something with all of that. Can I make any decent armor? Gas immunity? I don't know how useful that is. Tungsten. I mean, I probably will just get a whole bunch of wood and stuff from the forest. Pretty sure this is also just like Hellboy's outfit right there, you know, casually. What sorts of weapons and stuff can I make? Katie snores. I probably need to... I need more tungsten first. But I think for now, I think that will be enough streaming for today, because I need a break. I will probably keep playing as this character off camera, of course. So I will probably end up with further progress, or at least a fancier spaceship by the next time you see me. So thank you everyone for watching. I think I had a pretty good number of viewers today, in fact. Um, Thank you to all of the people who watch and support and donate and all that. And I will see you next time. Until then, um, I don't really have a signing off catchphrase, do I? Bye.